Trying to platinum and 100% all 3 games in the Spider-Man trilogy, and in today's video I continue with 2020's Spider-Man Miles Morales. This journey consists of story, collectible, new game plus, and a few grindy trophies, so let's jump straight into it. Actually, before we start our trophy hunt, I should mention that before going for this platinum, like back almost a year ago now, I'd already acquired 6 out of the 50 trophies. You can see them on screen, which ones I already have, so don't expect to see them anywhere in this video. Anyways, the story of this game follows Miles as he tries to live up to the expectations that Spider-Man has for him, and how else would he show this than by messing up the prisoner transport within the first 10 minutes of the game.
I got this, Pete. Don't worry. Oh, no. It's secure.
You're drifting Helix 2. We have a weight imbalance. Correction 236.
Yeah, so not only did Miles release a bunch of death row inmates, but he also released the big bad Rhino himself.
Before that happens.
Hello, tiny spiders.
But Miles made up for it by absolutely wrecking Rhino with his electrifying new powers. See what I did there? After receiving a gift from Spider-Man, we went to check Roxxon Plaza and investigate the disturbance. This disturbance was caused by this game's main threat, the Underground. These guys made their first appearance by breaking into Roxxon Plaza and trying to steal data on Roxxon transports, and then they decided to attack the train stations that are run by none other than Aaron Davis, Miles' uncle, who definitely is just a run-of-the-mill train conductor and definitely not an evil masked vigilante who likes to dress up in green and purple. Anyways, we fixed the trains, went on our way. Finally, we can set out to collect a trophy titled Salvager for opening all underground caches. Now being able to collect trophies, I went back to the story where we had to put a stop to an underground attack on Roxxon happening on the bridge, where we discovered that their leader, the Tinkerer, Spooky, is Miles' childhood friend Finn.
What are you doing?
Now, you can't be a Spider-Man unless you hold 2 pieces of a structure together with your webs, so that's exactly what Miles had to do. Then, after rescuing some civilians, we unlocked our first story trophy. I then messed around with photo mode, jumped on a boat, for whatever reason that's a trophy, I'm not going to complain, paid my respects to Stan Lee, rest in peace, thank you for all that you did, and then I crafted a visor mod. I then finally collected our last time capsule for the Urban Explorers trophy. Yeah, sorry guys, no montage for this, I feel like that bit got old in the last Spider-Man video, so this is where it dies. We then jump back into the story where we followed our latest lead on the Underground, that being Miles' connection to their leader. This leads Miles to one of Finn's old repair shops where we discover that the energy that Newform has been working on is basically a giant cancer ray that infected Finn's older brother, hence her hate for Roxxon. With that information, we set off into the last known location of the brother's phone, which also happened to be the brother's last known location, meaning he died with the phone. While sneaking around, we ran into the Prowler, who is none other than Uncle Aaron himself. Who could have seen that coming? Anyways, we convince him to help us and we retrieve the phone. Miles then discovers that he can absorb the energy coming from the Newform reactor and shut it down permanently. And after one last heart-to-heart with Uncle Aaron, we unlocked another trophy. I then took down an enemy base without being detected for the Never Saw It Coming trophy. And not long after that, completed our final Roxxon base. Okay, back to the story, but I'll keep it short. Miles met up with Finn and convinced her to show him around an underground base under the false pretense that he wishes to join her cause against Roxxon, which of course, killing hundreds of innocent people to prove a point isn't exactly on Miles' to-do list. Eventually Miles leaves the hideout and Spider-Man re-enters and we get 2 more trophies, from downtown and True Deception. Soon after that, we completed our 100th stealth takedown. Eventually, we ended up in this big explosive chase of the Tinkerer, which ended in Miles revealing himself to Finn in order to save his own life. Not like that. He revealed his identity. freak. This granted us another trophy. Then I took down my 50th enemy while invisible, and met up with Uncle Aaron to unlock our next lot of collectibles. These collectibles are little sound bites spread across the city, and once they are all collected, we will not only be granted with a new trophy, but also a new suit that I never used. Anyways, not long after, I stopped the last underground base and got the 3 remaining trophies for completing all the Peter training missions. One for getting ultimate on a stealth challenge, I think. Another for completing the last spider training. And the final one for completing the last test, a boss fight against a holographic vulture. Then I performed a Venom jump and Venom dash on a single enemy. And completed all FNSM app requests for the 5-star review trophy. And unraveled a criminal conspiracy in Harlem for another trophy. Finally, it is time to finish off this game's story. We start by meeting up with Finn and having an as awkward chat as you'd expect before being ambushed by a Roxxon supercharged Rhino and getting captured. Alongside Finn. Working alongside the Tinkerer, we made it to our second boss fight with Rhino, and after rather easily defeating him, we unlocked another trophy. After this, I made my way to the Science Center to hopefully get a jump on Finn and her master plan. However, the Prowler decided to get in the road.
Sorry about this, nephew.
He explains that Miles should just lay low till the Underground and Roxxon kill each other. Just let it all blow past us. This is because he's scared that he will lose Miles just like he lost his brother. Yeah, remember that? Eventually, we did put an end to the Prowler and made it to the Science Center. Once inside, we relived a memory of Miles and Finn from back in their high school days. I think it's high school. I'm not sure how Americans do it. Oh well. And actually missed one of the missable trophies here. Somewhere here, there is a rocket minigame and the trophy is for having Miles beat Finn in it. However, I will have to come back for this trophy on New Game Plus. Eventually, we reach what we needed, but sadly so does Finn. But of course, it isn't time for the big bad final boss fight yet, so she leaves us with her goons and a trophy. After this, Miles begins his frantic rush to Harlem to try and finally stop Finn for good. While saving people and taking down the Underground and Roxxon forces, we unlocked the Overcharge trophy and finally got to face off against the Tinkerer. I really enjoyed this boss fight a lot more than I remembered, and even more than the final boss of 2018 Spider-Man, which if you haven't seen my Platinum video on that, then you should definitely go and check it out after this one, of course. Self-promotion to the side, I like this fight as it's the only boss fight out of all the games I can remember, except for maybe a Souls game, to have more than 3 phases in a single continuous fight. Alongside this, having to face off against all the different versions of Underground tech we have fought for the whole game added another bit of difficulty and variety. And the ending, oh my god, the ending of this fight, watching as Finn realizes that she was wrong the whole entire time and that destroying the reactor is not the way to go. And not only that, by sacrificing herself in order to save Miles and all of Harlem was peak cinema. And of course, her most important sacrifice was one that granted us another trophy.
Who is he? That guy? He's our Spider-Man.
After beating the main story, I scrolled through the entire social feed, and then collected all postcards, and this granted us 100% completion of all districts. Now, before jumping into New Game Plus, there was a few trophies I wanted to collect. One for performing a certain number of wall takedowns, a certain number of ceiling takedowns, or mastering every type of crime in New York. Okay, finally time for New Game Plus. Now, unlike Spider-Man 2018's New Game Plus, this one is actually needed for the Platinum, as due to the game's small runtime, the developers felt it necessary in order to pad the playtime a little bit. Gotta respect the hustle. Our first New Game Plus trophy was for acquiring all suits, then I unlocked all skills, and finally managed to perform a 100 hit combo. I don't know why this took me so long. In Spider-Man 2018, I got it within the first 10 minutes. It was really quick, and a lot of people have gotten this trophy in their first playthrough, so I don't know why it took me so long. However, not long after this, I took down however many enemies with the electric trap for another trophy. Now it was time to finish up the game with our 3 remaining trophies. We went back and beat Finn at that rocket minigame, then completed the main story again for that trophy, and decided to pay respect for the Never Give Up trophy.
Miss you, Dad.
And with that being our final trophy, we unlocked the Miles Morales Platinum Trophy. Well, that was my journey to collecting the Spider-Man Miles Morales Platinum Trophy. This one was super enjoyable, and honestly, I had more fun than 2018 Spider-Man. Not to say that it was a bad game, but without the annoying rage-inducing DLCs, and with New Game Plus actually being mandatory, I found myself enjoying it the entire run through. I think a lot of this does actually come down to the aesthetic of the game, however, like, just something about swinging through a snowy Manhattan just, I don't know, connects with me, as cringy as that sounds. Anyways, do you have this platinum? Did you enjoy it? And if you enjoyed watching me collect this platinum, be sure to check out my previous Spider-Man video and subscribe for more platinum videos on the way. See you all next time. Peace.